हेलो एंड गुड इवनिंग टू एवरीवन। आप देख रहे हैं बियॉन्ड द बाउंड्री ऑन टीओआई स्पोर्ट। मैं हूं चेतन नरूला और आज हमारे पास काफी सारे टॉपिक्स हैं बात करने के लिए। इंडिया ए का स्क्वाड अनाउंस हो गया है। द अनाउंसमेंट केम लास्ट evening, late last evening after we had finished our show. We have a few more news snippets ahead of the second test match. काफी इंटरेस्टिंग रहने वाला है क्योंकि केएल राहुल को लेके इतने सारे ओपिनियंस हैं। सरफराज खान, ऋषभ पंत एंड शुभमन गिल, they have been declared fit, so we'll be talking about that as well, and of course we will be taking a few topics or discussing a few topics on the IPL retention and the IPL auctions as well. There have been some movements और कल हमने कोई बात नहीं की थी, तो आज बात करना थोड़ा बहुत तो बात करना बनता ही है. So let's welcome our panelists for the show today and kick off the show. As always, we have Sahil Malhotra and Gaurav Gupta, senior journalists with the Times of India. Let's get the show underway. Let's talk about the India A selection first of all, क्योंकि that is going to have a major impact in terms of the BGT trophy. If we can have the team selection for the India A, Ruturaj Gaikwad is leading a full strength team, and they'll be playing two test matches with the Australia A team, and they'll also be playing a 2-day game, which is a day-night game. With my mistake. They'll be playing a warm-up 3-day game ahead of the first test match with the Indian team. Guys, we were just waiting for the team to come up on the screen. But let's have your opinions first of all. Gigi, let's start with you. Your thoughts on the India A squad. What is the most eye-catching thing about this squad?
I think being from Mumbai, I am excited about Tanush Kotian. He was the player of the tournament in the Ranji Trophy last season. Did pretty well with the bat and ball, and the selectors have been telling me about him for a long time. And they say that eventually Ashwin ka replacement हमें ढूंढना पड़ेगा. Ashwin is not getting any younger. He's 38, I think. And for all we know, this could be his farewell season leading up to the WTC final in 25. So I think he has emerged as a potentially extremely good option. In terms of consistently picking wickets in domestic cricket and also scoring runs. He's just scored 100 at number 9, I think, in the Irani Cup, which was very impressive. Did well in the Ranji Trophy as he has been doing for the past past 3 years. So I'm quite excited about his selection, and obviously Ruturaj Gaikwad, being the captain, is a big vote of confidence in his abilities. Ruturaj hasn't got too many runs in red ball cricket, but then as Maharashtra coach Sulakshan Kulkarni told me recently, Rutu is one of those guys who don't judge him by numbers. He said he's one of those batsmen. If he's batting fluently, तो उसको खिला लो यार, because he should always be an option around your team. I mean, let's not forget that last four IPLs में से जो 2 CSK जीता है चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स, उसमें ऋतु का बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन रहा है और आज वो कैप्टन है CSK का. So I think that's an exciting pick, and overall it's an exciting squad, and a lot of players will be pushing for places in the main squad, and I hope they do. I think is Ishan Porel also part of the squad? I think he's been added to to the squad. Ishan Porel, the wicketkeeper.
No,
Porel is there.
Abhishek Porel.
Abhishek Porel, sorry, Abhishek Porel. Is he also part of the? So another exciting prospect. He's done pretty well for Delhi Capitals in the last IPL. I was very impressed by him. Looks a confident player, young player. So overall, I think it's a good mix of players, and it should be. I think it's a great idea. जो Rahul Dravid ने start किया, this shadow tours, wherein you have players who are ready to play. Once your main players are not there for the main tour. So overall, I think it looks and good that they'll be playing with the Indian team as well. तो थोड़ा दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाएगा वहां पर. काफी कुछ उसमें पता चल जाएगा हमारे को कि कौन प्लेयर्स हैं इनमें से जो पुश कर सकते हैं इंडियन टीम में आने के लिए. So I mean it's a reasonably good side.
Yeah, definitely. And instead of let's talk about मतलब ठीक है इंडियन टीम को पुश करेंगे दूध का दूध and all of that is fine. I think the real crux of the matter is कि आप चाहेंगे कि यार कुछ प्लेयर्स निकल के आप सीनियर टीम में भी ले जाएं. आई थिंक इस इंडियन ए टूर का द बिगेस्ट factor is it's just happening before the BGT, and you might need some players to to support your test squad. We're still waiting for the team to come up, but let me just describe the team. We have Ruturaj Gaikwad, Abhimanyu Eswaran के बारे में इतना conversation चल रहा है कि when is he going to get a chance. He's been named the vice captain. Then there is Sai Sudarshan जिन्होंने अभी double 100 बनाया है. Nitish Kumar Reddy, everybody is talking about him. Devdutt Padikkal, He's back in contention. The selectors are looking at him once again. Then you have Ricky Bhui, Baba Indrajit, another good prospects. The two of them. Ishan Kishan. He's got a century. Sahil ke face pe smile aa jani chahiye. He's got a century. He's been a captain of Jharkhand. He's back in contention. India A mein he's back, which means कि the door is starting to open once again. Abhishek Porel, Gigi ने बताया. Okay, now let's talk about the bowling attack. Mukesh Kumar, Khalil Ahmed, Yash Dayal, Navdeep Saini, Manav Sutar, Tanush Kotian. Mukesh Kumar हमने बात की थी. We have been talking over the last few days how Mukesh Kumar could be in contention. Khalil Ahmed कल मैंने आपको बताया था धर्मशाला वाले मैच में he bowled really well in the first innings. Himachal Pradesh and Rajasthan he went off. He did not bowl too much in the second innings. Went off with a probably injury scare, but now it seems कि he did not want to risk himself. यश दयाल की हमने कल बात की थी, नवदीप सैनी की हमने बात की है. दिल्ली में he's shown some heroics. Manav Sutar again in Dharamshala, Himachal versus Rajasthan, he picked up 4 wickets there, and of course Tanush Kotian उनके बारे में हमने अभी बात की है. So all in all, a well-rounded side. Sahil, your first thoughts on that? Let's start off with Abhimanyu Eswaran. A lot of people have been talking about him. And of course Rohit Sharma might be missing the first test. We might need an opener. Ruturaj Gaikwad is there. Obviously, he might not be opening the innings there. Abhimanyu Eswaran, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think you just couldn't have denied him a spot here. The way he has been scoring runs,
Yeah.
I don't know what he'll do when he gets that opportunity. But right now, on the face of it, the amount of runs he has piled up in domestic cricket in the last 5 years, you just can't look beyond him right now. That's what I would say. It reminds me of the situation which Mayank Agarwal had created some time back for the selectors when he just broke that door open. Then most recently, Sarfaraz Khan. So all these examples come to your mind, yaar, that there are cases in the domestic circuit जो for years have been toiling, and they're finally getting their due. What he does at the next level, I know the jury is still out on Abhimanyu Eswaran की अच्छे अटैक के आगे रन कम है, पाटा विकेट पे रन ज्यादा है, बंगाल के लिए नॉकआउट्स में रन नहीं है, बहुत सारी स्टेटमेंट्स ये भी साथ में चल रही हैं. It's not as straightforward as the numbers suggest. Yeah, so I hope he kind of makes most of it. But if you ask me, you asked Gigi about the most striking thing in the squad. To me, I think it's Ishan Kishan 2.0. I think his second journey in trying to make that Indian squad gets underway right now. So Ishan Kishan is one. Baba Indrajit is two. I've always had that soft corner for him, and you will read something very exciting on him probably tomorrow afternoon on Times of India. So let's get that sorted first. So Baba Indrajit is two. And third, Sai Sudarshan. I kind of have fallen in love with these two boys here, Baba Indrajit and Sai Sudarshan, primarily because of their work ethic, how grounded they are. No nonsense boys will be out there grinding under the sun. TNCA के लीग भी खेलते हैं, फिर TNPL भी खेलते हैं, यहाँ भी रन करते हैं. Very, very good work ethic. No nonsense, no noise, boys. So I really want them to make it big. But अगर आप ओपनर की बात करोगे, जो आप रोहित वाला वो पार्टनर का बात कर रहे हो, मुझे एक डर्टी फीलिंग आ रहा है कि अगर वो रोहित मिस करता है तो साई सुदर्शन कुड वेल पिप अभिमन्यु ईश्वरन फॉर दैट स्पॉट, क्योंकि चाहते उनके भी बहुत हैं. People are backing him. So
I wanted to come on that. I wanted to come on that because Sai Sudarshan now he's starting to be in this India emerging India.
Chetan, before I forget that, अभी जीजी ने महाराष्ट्र कोच का बात किया. मैं जीजी से पूछना चाहता हूँ, मैं उस दिन फोन भी करना चाहता था जीजी को, but now that we are like discussing that, ऋतुराज गायकवाड का सीन क्या है? वो 4 नंबर बैटिंग किया, 3 नंबर बैटिंग किया, ओपन भी किया, कुछ है? Are you hearing anything that he has been asked to bat at a specific number, or is it just what the situation demands for Maharashtra? Well, what's happening with his batting position?
See, ये जो number 3 जो इस मैच में बैटिंग किया, that was as per what the team management wanted him to bat accordingly, because I think they were fearing, they were already much behind the game. They had conceded a huge first innings lead, 126 पे आउट हो गए थे, और फर्स्ट इनिंग में ऑन डे 1 बॉल थोड़ा मूव कर रहा था, ऋतु 0 पे आउट हो गए 2 बॉल में. तो आई थिंक उसके बाद शायद ये थिंक टैंक का ही होगा कि आप कप्तान है और आप मेन इंस्पिरेशन है इस टीम की, तो आप 1 डाउन जाओ, आपका विकेट जल्दी गिर जाएगा, तो जो एक फाइट बैक हम कर सकते हैं वो नहीं हो पाएगा, और वो बहुत जबरदस्त फाइट बैक था महाराष्ट्र का,
Correct,
Ritu,
correct.
which was led by
Fire
Ritu.
100.
And I mean, on day two, he hit a superb six of Shardul Thakur, hook shot, first ball of the day, with your deep square leg, deep fine leg being there, So he's that kind of a touch player, that's why selectors have always rated him very highly. और मैंने एक स्टोरी भी करी थी कुछ टाइम पहले कि वो नंबर वन चॉइस है, मुझे बहुत क्लियरली बोला गया था कि आफ्टर द मेन टू यशस्वी, रोहित एंड यशस्वी, ऋतु इज आवर नंबर वन चॉइस टू ओपन. ठीक है, लेकिन अब ये गेम में थोड़ा चेंज आ गया बिकॉज ऑफ obviously the unbelievable consistency shown by Abhimanyu Ishwaran and the talent and promise as you guys were talking by Sai Sudarshan. तो और वो लेफ्ट हैंडर भी है, तो आई गेस देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ, मतलब वो तीन
Yeah,
गाड़ियां जो है वो
actually,
रैपिड पेस से जा रही हैं, तो मतलब वही है, डिपेंड ऑन हु कौन बाजी ले जाएगा.
एक्चुअली ऋतुराज के बारे में दैट्स व्हाई जब मैंने क्वेश्चन पूछा था, दैट्स व्हाई आई आल्सो स्टॉप्ड कि मे बी ही इज नॉट इन कंटेंशन टू ओपन इन दैट फर्स्ट टेस्ट मैच. मे बी इट्स अभिमन्यु ईश्वरन बिकॉज ऋतुराज हैज बीन बैटिंग अप एंड डाउन इन द रणजी ट्रॉफी इन डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट. एंड एनीवेज, माय पॉइंट इज अभिमन्यु ईश्वरन के बारे में साहिल जैसे बात कर रहा था कि दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन हैज बीन देयर कि मे बी अगेन वही सरफराज वाली बात थी कि इंडिया ए में बड़े रन नहीं है. एट द सेम टाइम against a very high quality pace attack, how is he going to perform? There's that doubt over that's what we're talking about. In that sense, Sai Sudarshan, he's been given opportunities. He's been part of the international setup, he's been part of emerging, he's been part of India A, he's coming off some good runs. Delhi में 200 रन उन्होंने अच्छे से बनाए हैं. I think he's going to enjoy the conditions that are on offer in Australia. Like Sahil mentioned, potentially Sai Sudarshan in for a call up for the BGT. Let's move on in terms of let's talk about that bowling attack. Nitish Kumar Reddy, I think very interesting pick क्योंकि this could be something, if he does well over there. हमने ये बात की है कि the batting is all good, but he needs to bowl with the red ball and show. And of course, if you're bowling in Australia and show some good form, why not? Mukesh Kumar, हमने बात की है कि if Shami is not there, or even if Shami is there, he might be your fifth bowler because you need five bowlers. We spoke yesterday about the left arm angle, Khalil and Yash Dayal. And Navdeep Saini slowly regaining his fitness. He spoke about कि मैं अपनी pace पे compromise नहीं करूंगा. How do we see this mix, Khalil, Yash, and Navdeep Saini? Sahil, what's your thought?
If you ask me whether any one of them will make the squad for BGT, no, until unless कोई major ऐसा injury होता है. So clearly आपको यहाँ पर first choice pacers नहीं दिख रहे हैं because वो अभी team के साथ है, और clearly traveling reserves अगर यहाँ नहीं जा रहे इस tour के लिए, तो वो net practice कराने के लिए नहीं रोके गए हैं. They will be traveling with the main side. Otherwise, you should have ideally sent Harshit Rana for this series, right? You have held him back. You've held him back for a reason, and I feel Harshit Rana, Avesh Khan, Mayank Yadav, they are well in the mix to make the main BGT squad because it's not going to be a regular 15-member squad. Traveling reserves आप लेके जाओगे.
I think differently. I think differently. I think these are the bowlers who might be in contention to get into the squad. And Harshit Rana and Mayank Yadav, they are being just propped up. They are just being prepared. You stick around you stick around the senior side, and eventually you prepare them to graduate to red ball cricket. I think they are going to be traveling with the squad, but they're not going to be part of the BGT squad. I think these are the pacers that you need to think of. They might be in the official squad in terms of the BGT. Gigi, what are your thoughts?
No, quickly, Chetan, before Gigi hops in. If you're looking at that picture, because I was thinking, ये squad तो खैर ये तो ऑफिशियल प्रेस रिलीज कल आया, लड़कों को तो एक हफ्ते से मालूम है यार कौन ऑस्ट्रेलिया जा रहा है, किस दिन जा रहा है. अभी मालूम नहीं एक हफ्ता what who was sitting on this press release for 1 week. Otherwise this should have been released before the Ranji Trophy round got underway. Now leaving that aside, आप अगर ये कहते हो कि इसमें से लड़के चूज होने वाले हैं, आप उनको 3 गेम खिला रहे हो बीजीटी से पहले, 5 गेम बीजीटी के अंदर, 8 टेस्ट मैचेस, आई थिंक दैट विल बी अ लॉट. I'm just thinking on what you are suggesting. I'm also thinking what I was thinking. So let's GG be the tiebreaker here ki what he's thinking. Because
again,
अगर if I go by your logic, then आवेश खान को यहाँ क्यों छोड़ के चले गए? अगर उस लॉजिक से तो आइडियली मतलब क्यू के हिसाब से तो उसको जाना चाहिए था.
You have to understand. आपको देखो आवेश खान को क्यों छोड़ के चले गए? You also have to understand the balance of your attack. You have Bumrah, you have Akashdeep, you have Siraj, and potentially you have Shami. Then Khalil or Yash Dayal ka, they are left arm pacers, so you have that particular angle working. Mukesh Kumar is your workhorse bowler. सो आप उस तरीके से देख रहे हो, आपको बैलेंस बनाना है. बट अगेन योर पॉइंट अबाउट दोस 8 मैचेस, इट्स वेरी वैलिड. बट अगेन आई एम सेइंग कि this is this they are competing for the fifth bowler. Assuming Shami is fit, they are competing for the fifth bowler. And fifth bowler, will he get to play or not get to play? That depends on conditions, that depends on your squad combination, playing 11 combination. Gigi, your thoughts on this?
आई थिंक चेतन व्हाट यू आर सेइंग आई फुली अग्री विद इट कि ये बंदे और ये रोटेट होंगे. ये जो 8 मैचेस वाले हैं ना शायद ये 8 टू मतलब पूरे 8 मैचेस नहीं खेलेंगे. फर्स्टली
No,
एज
no, yeah,
एज चेतन सेड फिफ्थ बॉलर होंगे और ये जो 3 मैच जो इंडिया ए के भी हैं इसमें रोटेट होंगे ये बॉलर्स. बट डेफिनेटली ये वो बॉलर्स हैं जो मिक्स में हैं और इनको ये ऑस्ट्रेलिया भेजा जा रहा है इंडिया ए के साथ में कि भाई आप उन विकेटों पे डालिए और थोड़ा आइडिया लीजिए कि किस लेंथ पे आपको डालनी है बराबर से. बिकॉज ऑस्ट्रेलिया इज अ कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट बीस्ट. You know, it's a different place to bowl at. There, you know, it's you can tend to bowl. You can get excited and you can bowl short, and you can end up, you know, मार भी खा सकते हैं. So I think थोड़ा सा they will be, you know, the idea is to get them accustomed to the wickets there. You know, so definitely these are the bowlers. But हाँ, I'm a bit nervous with यश दयाल. पता नहीं मुझे उतना शायद उनके लिए confidence नहीं आता है. मुकेश कुमार definitely, as Chetan said, workhorse, a wonderful bowler, can move the ball around. You know, Khalil, obviously their selectors have been again excited about him for a long time because वो लोग मुझे कहते हैं कि यार एक लेफ्ट आर्म पेसर होना चाहिए. You know, so वो हैं. मानव सुतार again exciting prospect. You know, शायद दिल्ली के हैं, left arm spinner and you know been impressive. So overall I think these are the bowlers. I mean the likes of Mayank Yadav. Definitely, I'm not sure about Mayank in red ball cricket, whether he's ready to play red ball cricket. From what my sources tell me, थोड़ा सा 4 ओवर तक ठीक है. रेड बॉल में वो ब्रेक डाउन कर जाएंगे एंड यू वांट टू प्रिजर्व हिम फॉर योर यू नो बिगर टूर्नामेंट्स एंड eventually important white ball tournaments. I think so right now. If his body can take that load, well and good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Not to mention Mayank Yadav might as well be in the South Africa series. वहां पे भी 4 T20s हैं, आपको वहां पे भी पेसर भेजने ही पड़ेंगे.
बिल्कुल
But
बिल्कुल.
he might be playing there and then he might join the squad later. But again, I just don't see Mayank Yadav part of the main test squad. I just don't see it. यार, it defies any kind of logic. आप बांग्लादेश नहीं जा रहे हो, and no disrespect to बांग्लादेश, आप बांग्लादेश नहीं खेलने जा रहे हो, आप ऑस्ट्रेलिया जा रहे हो. You know, you need some sort of red ball cricket behind you. Yes, what happened last time around, that was in the 4th test match जब आपके आधे player injured हो गए थे, you did not have any option. But now you have options. आप अपनी first choice squad लेकर उतरोगे, first choice bowling attack लेके उतरोगे. So I don't see Mayank Yadav in that.
Chetan, kind of passing remark, you have made a very valid point. Yeah, it didn't even occur to me. South Africa series clashing, so it means Arshdeep Singh, Harshit Rana, Mayank Yadav, and Avesh Khan are going to South Africa for the T20s.
Absolutely, yes,
absolutely.
Bilkul.
Looks like
Pandya, along with Hardik Pandya.
Hardik, yeah.
Makes sense now. Now this makes sense. Yeah.
Before this, there was a comment that Ruturaj was off the field for a certain time. That is why he batted at number 4. Thank you so much for that comment. Thank you so much for that information. So, of course, maybe we might see him opening in the first test. You never know. So, I think it is all going to come down to आप कौन कितने रन बना रहा है. जैसे हमने कहा कि ईश्वरन को लेके that question mark is there about that quality bowling attack. जैसे सरफराज ने उस क्वेश्चन का जवाब दिया, we are hoping that Abhimanyu Ishwaran will also give that answer. But there's always Sai Sudarshan as well. So these are exciting youngsters along with Gaikwad to watch out for. Bhavya Mendirata कह रहे हैं Mukesh Kumar successes Australia is a bit tough. You need bowlers who can hit the bat hard. Isn't bowling short, but how hard you hit the bat. Please correct if I'm wrong. Okay. Look, I still think it is about the overall balance. अगर आप domestic cricket देखो, and this is my opinion, I'll also get Sahil and Gigi's opinion on this. It's just my opinion. He may not have that pace in terms of bowling the deck hard and you know getting that bounce and all that, but वो natural bounce रहता है Australian pitches पे. You also have to consider the fact. और आप ईशान शर्मा को देखो. Ishan Sharma taller than Mukesh Sharma, getting a little more bounce, and he had that natural movement and all, which Mukesh Sharma also has to some extent. अगर आप South Africa tour देखो. But you have to understand that over the last couple of times that Ishan Sharma went to Australia when he was playing, उनके जो last के 2 tour थे, he was not your prime bowler. He was not your prime wicket taking bowler. ऑस्ट्रेलिया में आपको 2 bowler ऐसे चाहिए होते हैं जो एक एंड से आधा सेशन बॉलिंग करेंगे. एक उसमें आपका स्पिनर होता है और एक आपका पेसर होता है। स्पिनर में आपके पास अश्विन है, वो एक एंड बॉलिंग करेगा, एक एंड पकड़ के वो पूरा बॉलिंग करेगा। एंड दूसरे छोर पे आपको चाहिए एक फास्ट बॉलर, so that your Bumrahs and your Akashdeeps and your Siraj and your Shami, they can attack in short bursts. That is what the bowling attack balance is in Australia. At least the 3 tours that I have done, yahi maine dekha hai. I want Sahil and Gigi's opinion on this. That is why I think Mukesh Kumar could be your fifth bowler over there. Your thoughts, guys? Sahil and then Mukesh.
I'm not sure यार, मतलब मैं मुकेश कुमार फिफ्थ बॉलर, आई नो व्हाट यू आर ट्राइंग टू से, एक टप्पा पकड़ के पूरा दिन बॉल डालते रहो, बट मुकेश
Again, he's
एक
the fifth bowler.
लेफ्टी
Again,
का,
he's the fifth bowler.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'll probably have a left-hander as your fifth bowler, right? Because you're taking 2 left-arm
Okay.
seamers in the squad.
Sure.
So you clearly are looking in that direction कि एक वेरिएशन के लिए लेफ्ट-आर्म फास्ट बॉलर चाहिए. अब ये दोनों कितना
Okay.
इंप्रेस करते हैं वो देखना पड़ेगा, बट आई विल बी मोर इंक्लाइंड टुवर्ड्स दैट रादर देन राइट आर्मर्स दोनों एंड से बॉल फेंक रहे हैं, जब आपके पास ऑप्शंस हैं एंड यू हैव 2 ऑप्शंस इन यश दयाल एंड खलील अहमद. So I'll be more tempted to try one of these instead of Mukesh.
Okay, Gigi, your thoughts?
यार मुझे लगता है कि नवदीप सैनी, गौतम गंभीर का आई थिंक पुराने फेवरेट है वो, तो मतलब उनको भी रेस से रूल आउट नहीं कर सकते आप. हालांकि
Okay.
कुछ खास उन्होंने किया नहीं है, लेकिन आई थिंक स्पेस इज व्हाट इज इंप्रेसिव. बट आल्सो डू नॉट फॉरगेट कि सिराज का परफॉर्मेंस बहुत नीचे गया है. हम फिफ्थ पेसर कर रहे हैं, बट अगर
तो
जिस रेट से सिराज का परफॉर्मेंस नीचे जा रहा है,
पहले
और
fourth पेसर
शमी
ढूंढना
का भी
पड़ेगा.
फिटनेस का पूरा वो नहीं है. सो फॉर ऑल यू नो दीज गाइज माइट एक्चुअली बी योर, इवेंचुअली बाय द टाइम सीरीज खत्म होगा और बुमराह भी 5 टेस्ट में तो मुझे लगता नहीं खेलेंगे, तो पता चला इन्हीं में से 2-3 लोग जो है वही लीड कर रहे हैं. इफ यू रिमेंबर लास्ट विजिट सिराज वाज लीडिंग द अटैक बाय द 4th टेस्ट. सो यू नेवर नो what happens. So let's hope that
This
these
is
guys sort of come good.
दिस इज एन इंटरेस्टिंग कमेंट कि आप सिराज को भेज देते हो ऑस्ट्रेलिया इंडिया ए के खेलने के लिए कि भाई कुछ करो वहां जाके, and maybe one of these guys could have gotten a test debut in India, and it's not it wouldn't have been too different. You would have been tested here as well, and Siraj with the early conditioning in Australia, but you never know what the team management is thinking. Okay, this is done. Let's move on to the second test match. We'll not discuss it too much क्योंकि कल फिर से हम we're gonna take a preview of the second test match. We'll have more information in terms of the pitch, the combination, but there have been some comments today. The assistant coach Ryan Tendushkate, he was there. He spoke about how KL Rahul has been or will be given a long rope. Do we have comments over there? There's no point sugarcoating. There's a fight for a spot. Everybody knows that. Sarfaraz Khan and KL Rahul. Obviously he was brilliant in the last test match, but he didn't play and miss a lot, just one ball. There's certainly no concerns. The last paragraph is the one that's more important. There are no concerns about KL Rahul. He's batting nicely. He's in a good mental space. क्योंकि हम बाहर बैठ के तो हमें तो कुछ मालूम नहीं है. We are certainly coming to the to have to find 7 pieces to fit 6 spots, looking at the pitch, and then we will decide. Yeah. Gigi and Sahil, it's very clear here, and the headline is this, that Gigi Gautam Gambhir wants to give KL Rahul a big long rope, and we have discussed, he's a good batter when he's on song. वो song नहीं सुनाई दे रहा है. We're not hearing that song. The team management is hearing that song. Your thoughts on this? पहले Om Prakash कह रहे हैं why KL is being given such a long rope. Series of failures. Can you remember any Indian cricketer who played 53 tests as an average of 35? Ajinkya Rahane, yaar, unki average never went up beyond 35, 38. 2014 mein he was averaging around 40. Uske baad his average was consistently down. So he played a lot of test matches. But again, there's no comparison. But I'm just giving an example. But yeah, Om Prakash's comment is maybe a little bit valid. But this is a topic of debate. Gigi and Sahil, let's get your thoughts.
No, I think it's
okay.
Yeah.
Gigi first and then Sahil. Sorry.
नहीं Sahil, go ahead. अरे नहीं, go ahead.
अरे बोलो शर्माओ मत बोलो. Come on, Gigi, come on, you start. अच्छा, okay, Sahil, you start.
So I'm saying I'm saying बहुत simple है यार. You can give as many long ropes you want. You can give मतलब 1.5 किलोमीटर लंबा rope दे दो. At what cost are you giving that rope? You're giving that rope at the cost of a Sarfaraz Khan. वो 150 करके आया हुआ है. So that long
Hmm.
rope, Gigi wants to give him a long rope. All that chatter is fine. Is fine.
Hmm.
You gave Sanju Samson that long rope in T20s when you knew that you had the freedom to give that. Do you have that same freedom right now when there is a Sarfaraz Khan
Yeah.
not breathing down your neck? He's eating your neck. No, you don't. That is why the situation changes.
Hmm.
You can give
Okay.
him as many long ropes you want, but the pressure from a
Hmm.
raging Sarfaraz Khan will be
Hmm.
too hot to handle even for a coach like Gautam
Okay.
Gambhir.
Okay. Before I go to Gigi, let's एक बात यहाँ पे हम अपने व्यूअर्स के लिए अंडरलाइन कर देते हैं. The Indian team has a standing rule कि अगर आप एक इंजर्ड प्लेयर के अंदर आए हो टीम में, when that player is fit, you go out irrespective of how many you score, how many wickets you take. That's a standing rule. Let's not forget that. And we have precedents. Karun Nair scored triple hundred. He was out. Ajinkya Rahane came back, and he didn't play. So, look, let's be honest. And it has not just Ajinkya Rahane and not just Karun Nair. It has happened on many occasions. KL Rahul has himself been part of that, and Rohit Sharma has been part of that. It's a standing rule. But Gigi, the series could be on the line here. We don't know how the pitch is going to be. If it's a square turner, whatever it is, एक bad session and the series is gone, and India's record since 2012 will be broken because New Zealand
यार
कच्चे चने लगाए New Zealand. So can you really afford to not play an informed Sarfaraz, a confident Sarfaraz, a Sarfaraz जो करना है उसको बस उसको रन बनाने हैं for a batter? The team management is saying that there is no concern, but let's be honest, the numbers are telling something different.
एब्सोल्युटली चेतन, मतलब मुझे तो समझ नहीं आता, एक बैट्समैन है जो इतना फेल हो रहा है, ठीक है प्रूवन क्लास है, बट फेल हो रहा है तो आप उसको, मैं तो कल भी बोला डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट में जाने दो यार, उसको वहां पर थोड़े रन बनाने दो, थोड़ा सा उसको कॉन्फिडेंस रिकवर होने दो. और यहाँ जो बंदा इतने डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट में रन बना के आया है, मुझे नहीं याद आ रहा है लास्ट कौन था यार इंडियन क्रिकेट में जो इतने रन बनाता था डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट में इतनी कंसिस्टेंटली, केप्ट प्रूविंग हिमसेल्फ. फिर इंटरनेशनल पे आता है, ठीक है, सब अभी भी लोग कहते हैं फास्ट बॉलिंग के खिलाफ वल्नरेबल है, ये है वो है, वो रन बना रहा है, 100 कर रहा है, 150 कर रहा है, और फिर अगले मैच में फिर से उसके स्पॉट पे ही वो आ जाता है. मतलब ये मुझे समझ नहीं आ रही है चीज कि क्यों हो रहा है ये इंडियन क्रिकेट में. केएल राहुल एज क्लियरली इज शॉर्ट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस एंड मे बी, चलो वो भी इन दिस लाइनअप इट डजंट फिट. इफ गिल कम्स, यू गॉट बेटर इनफॉर्म बैट्समैन, जस्ट आस्क हिम टू गो टू रणजी ट्रॉफी, स्कोर सम रन्स एंड कम बैक यार. मतलब इतना क्यों उसके ऊपर सोचा जा रहा है विचार कि उनको क्यों ड्रॉप करना चाहिए, नहीं करना चाहिए. लॉन्ग रोप, अरे भाई लॉन्ग रोप से खुद को लटकाओ मत. ऑलरेडी तुम श्रीलंका में हार चुके हो, 36 साल बाद यहाँ टेस्ट मैच हार गए न्यूजीलैंड से, अभी सीरीज हार जाओगे तो फिर मतलब जीजी के खिलाफ क्वेश्चंस उठेंगे डेफिनेटली एज अ कोच, because Rahul Dravid has just gone off for World Cup win after winning World Cup.
Okay. Question marks मतलब Gigi calling Gigi for question marks. We'll leave it at that. लेकिन यहाँ पे the news, there's another news, and it just confuses the mind a bit. The coach has declared Gill and Pant fit for the second test match. We're still a day away. अभी कल का दिन बाकी है. But Tendushkate, he's announced that Gill and Pant are both fit, and they will be part of the second test match, which again means कि आप फिर से एक spot के लिए you're trying to fit many people in. Shubman Gill will come back, Rishabh Pant will be there. So Sarfaraz versus KL Rahul. So let's move on. We spoke about this yesterday as well, and we'll probably be speaking about it tomorrow as well because this topic is not going anywhere. Let's move on to our third topic of the day, and it's a favorite topic with our viewers because IPL की कोई खबर है क्या? है कोई खबर? IPL की कोई खबर है किसी को? Let's talk about the IPL. Let's talk about this very wild theory that I saw in one of the comments, that Mumbai has told Rashid Khan to get into the auctions. पहले तो Mumbai Indians 75 करोड़ spend करेंगे 5 retention पे, maybe more than that, you never know. और उसके बाद राशिद खान, क्योंकि राशिद खान अगर ऑक्शन में आ गए तो पैडल तो नीचे नहीं जाने वाला ना किसी का. Like 10 paddles will be in the air like this.
So
ठीक
that
So-
is Akash Ambani's trademark move. No, he just keeps it up.
Yeah.
So when
Akash
he's
Ambani is
pressing
the
for a player,
goat of
Akash wouldn't keep the
Akash
pedal
Ambani
down.
is the
His
goat of
pedal-
yeah. आकाश अंबानी इज द गोट ऑफ ऑक्शंस. जब पैडल ऊपर जाता है तो वो ऊपर रहता है और वो प्लेयर आई थिंक 9.9 out of 10 cases में when Akash Ambani raises the paddle he gets the player he wants. I don't remember when the last time he's missed out on a player, but just to start off the IPL thing, is it possible? Because we know Mumbai Indians have wanted Rashid Khan for a long time, but they've not been able to get him because of the various financials that have been involved, and Mumbai Indians with all so many retentions and right to matches and all of that. Sai, let's get your thoughts on that, and then GG as well.
Why not, yeah? Like I've always
Hmm.
believed that they haven't let go of Rashid in their other leagues, right? He plays for some
Hmm.
of MI teams in different leagues around the world, and it's just the
Yeah.
IPL where circumstances, as you just mentioned, haven't just added. And I was discussing with this KSR the other day also. I think on the show only. What if Rashid says, "I want a different challenge. I want to go into the auction pool"? He has done that in the past. He asked SRH not to retain him, and that's how GT got him ahead of the 2022 mega auction. So you just can't rule out that Rashid Khan move yet. Yeah, it will be mouth watering for sure, but
Hmm.
it's not something which you'll rule out right now. I'll definitely say that. मतलब it will be too good to be true, because you just mentioned
हाँ,
75 करोड़ आप खर्चने वाले हो, then आपको तिलक ईशान में से भी एक चाहिए
very
ही
good.
रहेगा. हाँ, मतलब तिलक ईशान भी
Very
चाहिए,
good.
फिर ब्रेविस इज आल्सो योर होम ग्रोन किड जिसको आपने
Yeah,
ग्रूम करा है.
yeah,
So that list never goes,
yeah.
and then you have Arjun Tendulkar, who you have been carrying for the last 3 years in the squad. So you would want him too. So now you want so many players, and but you have itna sahi purse, right? And this IPL auction ka beauty here, no matter how deep pockets you have, you sit on the table with 120 crores, just like every other team.
Sahil,
So
Sahil, we forgot about Devold Brevis altogether, and Brevis has been part of the. जैसे तुमने राशिद का नाम लिया, Brevis has been. He's been part
yeah,
of the IPL franchise. He's been part of the. MI have young teams going and
yeah, I
playing
know.
matches in different countries so
No,
that
but
they can
uska,
see
so I'll give you a
young
feedback on
talent कैसे
Brevis.
आ रहा है. Brevis has been part of
हाँ,
that.
no, he has been part of that, but not they're not very happy with the way Brevis has performed in the last couple of years.
Okay,
Not just
that's a
in
different.
the
That's a different altogether.
no,
That's a
that's what I'm
different thing
saying.
altogether.
So
Yeah.
you wouldn't really expect them to go hammer and tongs for someone like a Dewald
Okay.
Brevis, but there are other players,
There's
right? They
Tim
would
David,
want to,
Tim David,
yeah,
Tim David. There's
yeah,
so many players. So
correct,
yeah,
correct.
I mean, it's going to be
But Rashid
fascinating
move
how
is so
India
on.
talent. Yeah,
Rashid move is so
yeah, it
on.
is. It is.
If GT kind of, I don't know, यार, because अभी राशिद का मतलब अगर ही इज अ फ्री मार्केट T20 प्रोफेशनल, राइट? उसको ऐसा कोई अलायंस
Yeah.
थोड़ी बनाना है जीटी के साथ कि मतलब अब केएसआर फील्स वो जीटी नहीं छोड़ेगा. मैं बात हुआ केएसआर, जो
So
केएसआर बोले
we're
नहीं नहीं
hoping KSR
वो
comes
जीटी.
back soon, and
हाँ,
yeah, we
या
are hoping
सो
KSR
केएसआर
comes back
सेड वो
soon
जीटी
because
नहीं
the
छोड़ेगा.
situation is
बट मैं,
yeah.
because after every game you would see the Ambanis kind of sitting and chatting with Rashid after almost
Mm.
every game which they play as opponents. And I
Okay.
don't know, it's a very mouth watering situation right now. Are Ravi
Okay.
Shankar bhai,
Gigi, what is your thought on this? Yeah.
we are not saying they'll retain Brevis, Ravi Shankar bhai.
Okay, Gigi, your thoughts on this whole Rashid theory? Everybody wants Rashid
I,
Khan. There's no doubt about it. MI have wanted Rashid for a very long time.
auction में आ गया तो यार there will be a hoard to get him. I mean there will be paddles will go up rapidly, but he has a back issue as well. I hope that has been sorted out. Because वो issues का start हो गया है और थोड़ा मुझे लगता है थोड़ा effectiveness उसका कम हुआ है after that issue. He's not
Yeah,
last couple of
he's
IPLs.
right.
If I'm not
Yeah,
wrong, he's not been as effective as he was when he started out. And that googly also eventually now batsmen are begin to catch it. Initially वो बहुत भयंकर होता था उसका वो googly, कोई नहीं पकड़ पाता था. ठीक है, बट ऑब्वियसली ग्रेट यूटिलिटी प्लेयर बिकॉज बैटिंग भी करते हैं बहुत अच्छी नीचे आके और ही कैन प्ले ऑल दोस समटाइम्स इवन प्ले द हेलीकॉप्टर शॉट दिस दैट वेरी गुड फील्डर एंड एक्सट्रीमली हार्ड ट्रायर एंड पॉसिबली इवन कैप्टनसी मटेरियल. तो डेफिनेटली मुझे लगता है
Okay.
कि जीटी विल गो ऑल आउट टू रिटेन हिम, but in case he comes in the auction there will be a
Hmm.
not just MI, I think others will also target him big time. But MI obviously because वो उनकी बाकी टीमों के लिए खेलते
Okay.
हैं and MI have lacked a spinner for a long time, a good spinner. That has been a missing part of their jigsaw.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. उनको spinner चाहिए, which was very surprising for me that they did not go for Adam Zampa, especially in that last cycle after the first year when it was very obvious that they did not have a spinner. मतलब, they should have been picking up the phone and calling Adam Zampa. I think Adam Zampa could be very precious in the IPL, but for some reason teams don't like him. But anyway, they probably know better than me. This is the probable retentions of Gujarat Titans, और इस पे सिर्फ हम एक ही बात करेंगे because we spoke about Shami yesterday. Shami ने शायद, I think there's a comment somewhere where he says कि I haven't spoken to GT or GT hasn't spoken to me about the
yeah.
retentions. Sahil, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think he said that in an interview with Sports Tuck, if I remember very
Hmm.
clearly. So he was in Gurgaon yesterday for an event and he was doing multiple media interviews. So in one of the interviews with Sports Tuck, he was talking about that and he said that he hasn't had any conversation with Gujarat Titans yet. A lot is happening in the GT backroom staff as well. So winds of change are gripping Gujarat Titans as the season gets closer and retentions get finalized. So अभी शामी राशिद ये बड़े सवाल है यार सारे. मतलब ये सारे बहुत बड़े सवाल हैं. अभी आशीष नेहरा को लेके भी बहुत चर्चा था, but he has kind of
Hmm.
managed to weather that storm and so he is very much part of the
Okay.
setup.
Okay.
Gujarat Titans director of cricket Vikram Solanki was watching the Delhi and
Hmm.
Tamil Nadu game at the Arun Jaitley Stadium, so
Hmm.
he is very much there. So Rashid situation could
Hmm.
be a bit 50-50 यार. मतलब वो
Hmm.
इंटरेस्टिंग हो सकता है. अगर उसने मना कर दिया तो आप जबरदस्ती रिटेन तो नहीं कर सकते यार. This is not a
Of
auction
course.
bid
Of
ना.
course. Of course.
Retention you
Of
have to
course.
do
Of
it
course.
mutually. And
Yeah. Okay.
फिर
Let's move on quickly. We have a few more topics to take before we can let Sahil and Gigi go. Nimish is saying RCB goes after. I hope RCB goes after Brevis. RCB को बहुत लोगों के पीछे जाना पड़ेगा boss, because what we are hearing, the only retention they're making, and they're making just one retention, which could be a good tactic क्योंकि you might go in, and have the right to match cards and see क्या player value निकल के आ रही है. There is an obvious retention, and that's Virat Kohli. There's no doubt about it. Gigi, your thoughts on this? I know Sahil is a big fan, RCB and Virat, so उनका opinion moot है उस चीज में. Gigi, what do you have to say? Is it a good strategy? Just go with the one retention and then see what happens in the auction.
I think so, हाँ मतलब बहुत ज्यादा उनके पास में चॉइस है नहीं in terms of retaining because maybe Patidar, Patidar did well for them last year. I think played a few good knocks and was coming off a poor series against England, जहाँ उनको debut मिला finally. Green obviously injured है अभी और I think he's got serious back issues. And Pat Cummins said that he'll definitely not play in BGT because 5 Test series with tests close to each other, and which is probably going to go down the wire. Siraj, obviously, we've seen not in best of touch. काफी छक्के भी खाते हैं. At times he bowls well, but tends to concede a lot of runs. Yash Dayal
Hmm.
again, good bowler, but we don't know. I mean, there was a game in which he conceded 5 sixes to Rinku Singh. So overall ऐसा कोई भयंकर प्लेयर है नहीं उनके पास जिसको कि शायद रिटेन करना ही करना उनको. मैक्सवेल हमने देख लिया बहुत खराब खेले लास्ट ईयर, टू द पॉइंट दैट आई थिंक पार्थिव पटेल क्वेश्चन इट ऑन ट्विटर कि भाई इसको इतने पैसे क्यों देते हो, ये हर साल आता है किसी भी एक
Parthiv Patel.
फ्रेंचाइजी पर. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and by
yeah,
the way,
yeah.
on Parthiv
Max
Patel, my
Parthiv.
colleague Sahil broke a brick story that Parthiv Patel is
Yeah,
coming to the GT
I'm sorry
support
to.
staff.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interject, but Parthiv Patel se yaad aaya. Sahil has just done a story. He's going to be a batting mentor for GT. Sahil, thoughts?
no thoughts, man. They wanted a
No.
replacement for Gary Kirsten, and that's the closest they could get to getting a southpaw on board. But very happy
No.
with PPR. Why I say I'm
Hmm.
very happy because he's one cricketer who has been very very attached to the IPL ecosystem for the last five
Yeah.
ten years. He joined MI as a scout in 2020, and I clearly remember instances of people in the DDC calling me कि यार PP आया हुआ है अंडर 23 का मैच देखने, अंडर 25 का मैच देखने. So if you guys all
Yeah, yeah.
remember that bowler Suresh Sharma जिसने KKR के लिए बहुत गर्दा किया पहले सीजन में, so PP actually came and scouted him यार for MI. He did MI
Hmm.
trials also, but वहाँ
Hmm.
performance थोड़ा 19-20 रहा, so KKR
Yeah,
went
it's
ahead
actually
and
a good
got
move.
him.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's
so
actually a, it's
PP
actually a good move.
and PP
Yeah.
has been a regular in domestic cricket. वो ऐसा नहीं कि इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट नहीं था तो डोमेस्टिक छोड़ दिया था, वो भी खेल रहा था. गुजरात का इकोसिस्टम क्लोजली समझता है यार, मतलब बहुत रणजी ट्रॉफी खेला है, आईपीएल मल्टीपल टीम्स के लिए खेला है, so you can't really doubt his ecosystem awareness. So all in all, a very good pick. They needed someone that hands-on because Vikram Solanki is still not 365 days in India. Ashish Nehra is chilling in Goa. So you wanted someone 365 days ekdam matlab jo diligently. The reason which DC cited for letting go of Ricky Ponting, right? You want someone who's at the job 24/7. So I think PP fits the bill on that front, and all the very best to him. He was in discussion with another franchise a couple of months back. That move didn't materialize. वो early stages में ही रह गया था, but
Hmm.
a lot of franchise did want him
Okay.
because
यहाँ पे
smart
yeah,
character.
just a point here. हमने बात की थी DC के बारे में, where Rishabh Pant, even if he's retained, he's probably not going to be the captain and stays on as a player. We have Vijay Tagore, who's been on the show, and he's told us categorically कि maybe this year KL Rahul is not going anywhere, but next year RCB might go in for a trade and get him and all of that. Nicholas Puran, LSG captain, KL Rahul getting released. GG, is that a thought? Because आज एक news भी है that maybe KL Rahul and Nicholas Puran they get retained for the same amounts. And we have discussed this that Nicholas Puran is now a premier T20 cricketer across the world, in across the leagues, and he's batting terrific, and his captaincy is good as well. He's won a couple of competitions as well. He commands a premium now. So Nicholas Puran as captain at LSG, what is the possibility of that with KL Rahul being retained just as a player?
I think 95% तो Nicholas Puran captain होंगे because as you said, premier T20 player has been doing well across leagues. I think opening season of जो अमेरिका की लीग है MLS, I think my friend Praveen Amre is the coach of Seattle Orcas and they played them in the final and Nicholas Puran जो है वो explode कर गए थे. कुछ 100 बनाया था उन्होंने, कुछ 60-70 बॉलों में या शायद उससे बहुत कम बॉलों में, और कुछ 10-12 छक्के मारे थे उन्होंने. तो he is a phenomenal player, absolutely. One of those traditional West Indian big hitters. जब वो मारने जाते हैं तो मतलब कोई रोक नहीं सकता कोई उनको. तो and he's also I think captain West Indies in quite a few matches in white ball games in the past. So I see him as the captain and with KL Rahul मुझे लग रहा है कि वो अब निकल जाएंगे, क्योंकि क्या हुआ जब वो मिलने गए संजीव गोयनका से, और मैंने ये स्टोरी करी थी और मुझे लगा कि शायद वो रिटेन होंगे क्योंकि वो मिलने गए and he came and but I after the meeting the kind of stories that emerged from the LSG camp, that उनको बहुत मन है रिटेन होने का, लेकिन फ्रेंचाइजी इज नॉट श्योर, LSG इज नॉट श्योर. I think Rahul was not too happy. People close to him told that he was not too pleased with those kind of stories coming out. And I think clearly somewhere that distrust is there, and we saw also what happened. वो जो मैच के बाद हुआ लास्ट IPL में, जिस तरह से संजीव गोयनका ओनर थोड़ा सा भड़क गए थे. राइटली सो, उनकी टीम है, उन्होंने पैसे लगाए, बट देन मे बी ही शुड हैव कंट्रोल्ड हिज एंगर इन पब्लिक. So all those things are there, that background is there. I have a feeling KL निकल जाएंगे यहाँ से और वो ऑक्शन में
Or maybe
जाएंगे,
just the last
and
season.
I think RCB will go all out for him as the captain to
Or
sort of
maybe
have him.
just the last, or maybe just the last season at LSG and then exchange with RCB. But again, that's a bit dicey because RCB भी चाहेंगे ना कि although RCB's track record is not that great, and they tear up their team every year, वो चाहेंगे कि इस साल उनकी एक अच्छी टीम बन जाए. Okay, one last comment. We heard a story, or we saw a story. It was on Times of India as well. CSK has not yet confirmed कि धोनी ने उनको बोला है कि हाँ वो खेल रहे हैं. माही भाई फोन उठा लो, सब रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, हम सारे के सारे 17,000 लोग देख रहे हैं, 17,000 लोगों और 3 लोग होस्ट कर रहे हैं, 17,000 लोग और 2 हमारे बैकएंड पे भी बैठे हैं. तो ओवरऑल उठा लो यार, फोन उठा लो, कर दो कंफर्म, आपके लिए इतने सारे रूल्स बने हैं. बट दिस इज आल्सो द न्यूज दैट ऋतुराज एंड जडेजा possibly being retained at the same price. Last thoughts on this. CSK update says Sarthak Sharma, वही बात कर रहे हैं हम. I think more or less Mahi will be there. But
I think
just a last thought on this one.
अभी तक Gigi would have covered him for a longer time. I'm not talking about MS Dhoni. I'm not talking about Chennai Super Kings. I'm not talking about Ruturaj Gaikwad. I'm talking about Kasi Viswanath. He plays to the gallery, boss. आपको लग रहा है काशी सर का अभी तक धोनी से बात नहीं हुआ होगा. He likes to keep the suspense going, boss.
You never know.
He likes to keep the suspense going.
You never know.
No, I think that's...
Mahi could be anywhere, he could be कहीं पे भी खेतीबाड़ी कर रहे हो, बाइक चला रहे हो, फोन ऑफ कर रखा हो कि नहीं मैं 31st को ही फोन उठाऊंगा.
नहीं, I think वो अभी घर पे है, but अभी see, I think Gigi only did that story. I hadn't joined Times of India till then, but I read Gigi where he quoted Kasi sir there that we haven't pushed for the uncapped player rule. वो तो already था. अरे काशी सर
उसके पहले जो मीटिंग हुई है बॉम्बे में, वहां पर उन्होंने बोला उस रूल के लिए, जहाँ पर जयशा ने सब फ्रेंचाइजीज को बुलाया था बीसीसीआई हेडक्वार्टर्स में, वहां पर उन्हीं की रिक्वेस्ट थी, उन्हीं की वजह से पूरा वो चेंज हुआ है.
The one IPL office bureau I thoroughly enjoy reading is Kasi Viswanath. मतलब legend sir, मतलब he knows how to play to the gallery and he keeps that suspense alive forever, always.
Okay,
super fun.
Okay, Gigi, your comments on this? Jadeja and Ruturaj getting equal pay. Conway, I don't see them letting Rachin Ravindra and Devon Conway go. I don't. They might let Shivam Dubey go and say कि okay boss, there's Patirana, there's Tikshana. मतलब 2 से I still think, thanks to the uncapped rule, they could go with 5 retentions very easily. इनका भी track record है. They're not talked about as much, CSK, but they always have a good bulky retention. 4 retention आते ही हैं उनके. And of course, they need to buy a few big players as well. If Hazelwood is available, they'll go and buy him. Deepak Chahar, I don't know, he's just taken 5 wickets in Dharamshala, playing to the gallery as we were talking about. Final comment from Gigi. Tell us the CSK picture.
सीएसके पिक्चर मुझे लगता है कि दे लाइक टू रिटेन देयर कोर, वो तो एक धोनी का शुरू से फिलॉसफी रहा है कि जो कोर है वो रिटेन होना चाहिए. तो मुझे लगता है कि जडेजा और ये तो रहेंगे ऋतु ऑब्वियसली. आई हैव अ फीलिंग शिवम दुबे रिटेन होंगे बिकॉज ऑफ हिज एज जो सेम पूरन का स्ट्रेंथ है, big hitting. I think last 2-3 seasons, the amount of sixes that Shivam Dube has hit is phenomenal, and that is how he broke into the broke back into the Indian T20 team for the World Cup. He was absolutely unstoppable in the first part of the IPL. So वो एक बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर है मुझे लगता है. और पतिराना, जहां मेरी मतलब सीएसके में लोगों से बातें होती है कि देखो एक एक्स फैक्टर टाइप का बॉलर होना चाहिए जो मतलब ऐसा आके बॉलिंग डाल रहा है, बलिंगा टाइप ये वो. एंड आई मीन व्हेन ही गेट्स इट राइट, ही इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू सॉर्ट ऑफ प्ले. So I expect these retentions.
So they could do 5 retentions and with a 1 right to match, and the toss up might be between Conway. अगर आप धोनी, ऋतुराज, जडेजा, पतिराना and Shivam Dube को देख रहे हो, which is we got that, and then you have a right to match left, which could be a toss up between Conway and Rachin Ravindra, and Conway has been there a bit of a longer time. So yeah, that could be the strategy. Of course, we'll be bringing you all the updates and all the discussion, everything here on Beyond the Boundary. एक बात मैं पहले ही बता दूं, we've changed the show timing a bit. एक दो लोग comment कर रहे थे आज भी late, हम late नहीं हैं. We've changed the show timing. We probably forgot to announce this. 6:30. We will be coming to you 6:30 onwards every day. So yeah, कल मिलते हैं 6:30 बजे. साहिल मल्होत्रा, गौरव गुप्ता, मैं गौतम गंभीर बोलने वाला था. Sahil Malhotra, Gaurav Gupta. No, obviously, we'll probably, we hope to have Gautam Gambhir on the show someday. Maybe in
Why
the future,
not? Yeah, that is awesome.
once he's done coaching the Indian team. Sahil Malhotra and Gaurav Gupta, thank you so much. Thanks to all the viewers for joining in. Tomorrow, 6:30, same time, and we'll be looking up at the second test match.
Awesome.